What's up, y'all? Today is October 30th, and with one more day left in the month, I figured I would go ahead and wrap up the month. I'm currently reading 26A by Diana Evans, I believe it is. And if I finish that with a day to spare in the month, then I will talk about my thoughts on that in a reading vlog that I have planned coming up in the future. October, I decided to take it slow. No audiobooks this month, but I did finish 3 awesome novels and a graphic memoir. So let's talk about the graphic memoir first. The Future Arab. I can't pronounce his name. I think it's Rad, his first name. Of course, I'll show the book here. I finished volumes 1 and 2. This is such an awesome graphic memoir. We follow Rad, who is born in 1978, I believe. His father is from Syria and his mother is French. They met while his father was in France for college, and it just goes from there. These first 2 volumes follow up until he's probably around 7 years old, 6 or 7 years old. If you are a fan of Persepolis, I think you would enjoy this. It was very interesting. You know, he sprinkles in the history of what's going on in the Middle East during this time, and I'm quite sure well, maybe he did intend it to be funny, because a lot of times I found myself laughing. Some of the thoughts and views from the Middle East, you know, they're entitled to their thoughts and views, but because they were just so outlandish to me, I kind of found them funny. So I'm looking forward to the next. I think there are already 2 more volumes of it, so I can't wait to get into that even more. The first book I finished in October is Roots by Alex Haley. You all know I had been reading this off and on since early summer, and I'm so glad that I finished this book. I read it and I listened to only probably like the last 200 pages. I listened to it on audiobook. But this is so good. This is the perfect example of why the book is always better than the movie. Even though the book is excellent and the movie is excellent, this just gives you a more in-depth thought of how Kunta Kinte is feeling, how his different family members are feeling. One of my favorite things from the book that is not in the movie is this crazy conversation between Chicken George and his master Tom Lee. If you've ever read this book and you know what I'm talking about, let's talk about that in the comment section below. They left that part out of the movie. I don't see how they could have written it in, but it was awesome. You know, this book also meets controversy when it comes to whether it's fact or fiction. I truly believe that this is Alex Haley's family history. Now, the stories that he used to weave and turn it into this novel, you know, that a lot of that is up to interpretation. But I do feel that this was very well researched, and I found myself at the end being slightly jealous of Alex Haley's family. To think that they can pinpoint their family history, for the most part, to the one African that was stolen from their country and placed here in America, and through oral history, it has been passed down through the lineage all the way to, you know, present day, Alex Haley's time, and now, you know, generations since Alex Haley, they all know of the one African who was brought here that started their lineage. That is awesome. It has encouraged me to definitely want to do more searching with my ancestry. I did it a few years ago, and I was able to go back to my great grandparents that were born in the late 1800s, but I don't think they were not slaves, so I haven't gotten that far back yet. So I just highly recommend this book. This book, I feel, is the perfect blackout book for 2018 because it, you know, so many of us African Americans in some way can relate to this. The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. I don't know why it took me to read the book to see the thug right here. Okay, but those who have read this book, you know what that means. I dare not go into the synopsis of this book because everybody has heard about this book and know about the recent release of the movie. What I will say is this: I put this book off so long because of the emotions that I knew that it would bring out of me because of the police brutality and the murdering of several unarmed African American men and women. And I just didn't want to deal with it when the book first came out, but I'm glad I did read it. To me, there is nothing, you know, spectacular about her writing style or any of that, but this book is important. The reason I say it is important is because it humanizes the victim in this. And too many times in recent media and everything, we get to see and hear about how stressful the job is for police officers, how all of these things and factors that go on with their job and everything. And then for the person who is now dead, who was pulled over for a traffic violation, their rap sheet is just spread out for the whole world to see. He used to be a drug dealer, but in this instance, he was pulled over for a traffic violation, which 9 times out of 10 is driving while black. And he ends up dead. He doesn't go home to his family. And for that reason, and because this is YA, and because I think this being in novel form, it will cause people to read it and understand the issue. Okay? That's why this book is important. Other than that, you know, I suggest you read it. Many of you already have. Those of you, because when I talked about this book originally, a lot of you were like, I haven't gotten into it. It's YA. I would suggest it. So pick it up, share it, share it, share it. Okay. The final book of October was Whiskey and Ribbons. This one is by Lisa Cross Smith, and this was 100% a 5-star book for me, okay? It was amazing. Lisa Cross Smith is one of those authors who knows how to put words together, okay? She got all the emotion out of me, got me laughing, got me crying, got me thinking, all of those things. If you don't know, this book follows 3 people. It's told from 3 points of view. You have Evangeline, who is currently a widow. Her storyline is done in present day. She recently had a baby. Her husband, who is a police officer, is killed in the line of duty. Then you have her husband, Eamon. His storyline is told through more of a background of how him and Evangeline met. And then you have Dalton, who is Eamon's adoptive brother. Dalton is that's only 6 days older than Eamon, I believe. Their mothers were best friends and they were only born 6 months apart. That's all you need to know about this book, and just go from there. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. This is one of those books how I always talk about at the end. I just wanted to hug it and just not let it go and not let go of these characters. That's how I felt about Whiskey and Ribbons. And so far, it's only the 3rd 5-star book for me in 2018, so I can't recommend it enough. That's it, y'all. That's my October wrap up. The month has been good. I am looking forward to future months. I've already posted my November TBR. I hope you check that out. And that's it for me. Let me know in the comment section. Did you read anything good during the month of October? Let me know what it is so I can add it to my forever growing TBR. I'm Lady, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.